go get some work done out here. You ready?
All right, you guys, we're out in the animal garden. We're gonna get some work done out here. Gary wants us to plant some melons.
Yeah, we're coming out here to get some honeydew melons, cantaloupes, and watermelons planted for the summertime.
I'm gonna throw in a couple of pumpkin seeds, maybe some extra squash. So let me show you what's going on out here and we're gonna get to work.
Okay, before we get started with our work, we're gonna show you around the garden. All right, so here's our tomatoes. We have 64 plants, tomato plants, different varieties. And Katie trimmed them all back, so now they're growing nice and tall. They're all nice and dark green, so it seems like they're pretty healthy. We're gonna give them a little bit of fertilizer probably this week, just to give them a little extra boost. So our weed fabric is doing fairly well. We have a few spots where we got some weeds coming up. Next year, I will go over the middle right here again with the weed fabric, just another layer of it. So hopefully that'll take care of the problem we have right now. But for the most part, there's just a few weeds here and there coming up. So I think we're doing pretty good. Because last year we had a big mess. I mean, we had weeds. The weeds were bigger than the plants. So we have a volunteer bean plant right there. See over there on the back side? I did not plant that. It just came up. So, and I believe there's also a squash plant over there. Let me take you around to each tomato plant. We'll show you what's fruiting. Look, they're ripe. They're starting to fruit up. So we're going to have some fresh salsa. Look, this is one of our Jersey Devils. Rich over at Old Swede Farms had really good success with this tomato plant. So we're giving it a go.
You guys, I'm just gonna go through where a couple of these are kind of growing, a little Wile E. Coyote, and I'm just gonna clip them up to the trellis. You guys, I'm just coming in here where I'd weaved some of these through, and I'm just gonna go ahead and clip them to the trellis. I got these new clips. I'm really happy with them. I'll show you exactly what I got. In fact, I'll leave a link right there to a video I made about these garden clips. A couple options for where to get them, how I like them, so just check it out, but I like them. If you guys are looking for something, I'd highly recommend these. Okay, this is super simple. I'm just gonna clip it to the trellis, and it gets it standing kind of vertical. We'll keep an eye on it, but it looks like it's doing pretty well.
Right, so I'm gonna start pulling these weeds, and we're gonna see how easy they come up. Hopefully they're just growing on top and not through the plastic. Pretty good. I am pulling the roots. It's not, yeah, it's growing on top of them. So this stuff is actually working. It's not growing through it, it's growing on top of it. So it looks like this stuff is doing its job for the most part. We have some beefsteak tomatoes growing, so those will make good. Those will be really good on sandwiches because they're nice and big, the size of the bread slices. So there they are. They're growing. So here's our beans, and they have some nice little pretty red flowers on it, and they will be growing into food for us. A little bit of bacon added with it, perfect. So see these? See these beans? They're growing pretty good. Here's a different type of bean. I'm not exactly sure what the name of it is, but it's doing really well. This one has purple flowers. We got beans, we got Kajari melons, we got peppers, we got some squash. See the squash back here growing really well. Pumpkins, we got pumpkins. We got some banana peppers that are ready to harvest. Look, they're doing pretty good. See it? There's our banana pepper.
Okay guys, I'm gonna burn a couple holes in this weed fabric here so we can get some melons planted. Maybe I'll throw some pumpkins in here. Okay guys, I'm just gonna burn a couple holes in here and make a spot so I can plant our seeds. I'm not gonna burn the holes too big. I wanna try to prevent the weeds that are all on the perimeter from growing up where my plants are gonna be growing. My two talkers. Here's my assistants right here in the garden. Hey guys, I got this handy little bag, like garden bag. My mom got it for me. She was tired of me calling her saying, hey, can you bring me a water out here, or, you know, some tools? It doesn't stop though. I had to have her bring me that fire thing earlier, so it didn't help. But anyways, let's pick what seeds we're gonna plant out here today. I'm gonna throw a couple of these zucchini rapicante in the raised bed over here. Let me show you where I'm gonna put that. Hopefully that'll grow up on the trellis. My pumpkins have a mind of their own. I'd like to put a couple flat bower pumpkins down, a couple of those seeds down, and then I saved, here they are. I saved some seeds in this plastic. I saved some seeds in this paper plate. I just kind of folded them up into a package so I could bring them out here. But these are kind of flat orange pumpkins. I think they're called princess pumpkins. I'm not sure, but I saved those seeds. We're gonna put a couple of those out here. We're gonna plant some more delicata squash. So this and the zucchini rapicante, we're gonna put that in the raised beds. Out here, we're gonna plant these melons. So I've got some cantaloupe, watermelon. Okay, you guys, on these first two holes right here, I'm gonna put some crimson sweet watermelon. All right, so we're putting crimson sweet watermelon right here. I got a handful of seeds. I'm just gonna put, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 seeds in each hole. See what comes up. I'll save the rest. Hopefully this way we'll at least get 1 or 2 plants that'll come up. So I'm just gonna poke these down a little bit. The soil's moist, so hopefully it'll come on up. Just wanna make sure they're covered with a little bit of soil. The next 3 holes right here, I'm gonna plant this yellow crimson sweet watermelon. So we'll put a few seeds in. Okay, so we got this yellow crimson sweet watermelon. Pour a few seeds out. Same thing, I'm gonna put like 3 or 4 seeds per hole just to see if I can get something to germinate. Okay, so we got 4 in that one, 4 in that one, 3 in this one. We'll see what comes up. I'm just gonna poke them down a little bit. All right, hopefully those will grow. All right, in the 2 holes right over here, I'm going to put the Hale's Best cantaloupe. So I'll throw 3 seeds in each hole. These 2 holes right here, I'm gonna go ahead and throw 3 seeds each in here. Now, when I burn these holes, I don't know if you guys could really see good on camera, but there's still some plant material, weeds under here. Some of this might be Malabar spinach, some of it might be just weeds. So we'll see how this does. We did put this weed fabric around. You can see the perimeter right here. We're not pulling weeds in the garden this year. That's a new rule. So we'll see if this cantaloupe comes up. Don't jump up. Well, come on. You can what? Come on. Come on, you club my arm. Get in here. Okay, guys, I burned 2 holes right along this trellis. I'm going to put this zucchini rapicante right here. We're just going to direct seed it. We'll see throughout the season. This could be a mistake. We walk through this trellis area quite a lot, but let's see how it works. So these seeds are from Baker Creek. I'm just going to open it up. It's resealable. I really like that, and I like that the picture's right on the front so you can see exactly what it is. These seeds, so I should be able to grow these and harvest them when harvest them when they're green like this, and it's just like zucchini. They also should be able to ripen on the vine and be a lot more like butternut squash. So let's throw a couple seeds. We'll put 2 seeds in each hole. All right, I lost my honeydew seeds, so we're gonna plant 2 more delicata here. I don't know if these delicata are going to grow up this trellis. If not, the other plants we planted over there should take it over. This might come out. We're just going to see how this goes. We can keep an eye on how it grows together. I'll share with you guys updates. So I'm going to put, I don't know, 3 seeds per hole. That's good. We'll save the rest. I'm just going to poke a little hole, let the seeds kind of go down there, get them covered by soil. That's good. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Poke a hole in it. Just get them covered by soil. Down an inch or so. The soil's pretty moist, so hopefully these will germinate. How's it going over there?
It's going pretty good. This is one spoiled kitty. He talks a lot. Never had a cat talk so much. His name is Puppy. He comes when he's called.
Okay, you guys, so it is just about the end of June here. You can see from our garden tours, there's weeds kind of growing up in our raised beds. Sometimes we try to keep up on it, and sometimes we just don't have as much time. I think this year is one of those years where I'm just not going to keep up with it. I'm going to admit that to myself now. So we got a couple tomatoes growing over here, but we've got a bunch growing over there that are actually doing pretty well. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to throw a couple seeds down. So on the other side, I had planted pumpkins, those little pumpkins, and I thought they would trellis up. They're really not doing that. So I'm going to throw some zucchini rapicante right here, just a couple of seeds. And I'm going to also put some more winter squash, so delicata squash, just right here. Hopefully that will kind of grow up there. We'll see how it does. It might take over the bed. I'm okay if it does that. I'm just going to put 2 seeds in. All right, I'll put 3 seeds in. We'll see if that grows up. If it crowds out one of these tomatoes, that's fine. And then delicata, I'm going to go ahead and put a couple delicata right here. We do have an eggplant here, but it's super small. It doesn't seem to be out competing the weeds. So I'm going to take advantage of this garden space and just put a couple more delicata squash in here. Delicata is kind of one of the favorite squashes around here. So if we can get more of it, that would be a pretty good thing. Okay guys, right here in this part of the garden bed, it's completely been taken over by weeds. We actually never came and planted anything. We were gonna put some weed fabric in, and I don't know, I'm just not gonna. I'm gonna throw a few pumpkin seeds in here, and we'll see if they can outcompete the weeds. I'll take you guys along on garden tours like later in the season. We'll show you if this worked out well or not. Ideally, I'd come out here, I'd pull all these weeds, I'd keep up on it. The reality is, that's not gonna happen. I don't wanna do it. So, let's see how this works. Okay, so the first thing I got this plate. I saved this seed from, I call it a princess pumpkin. I'm not 100% sure what it's called, but it's like a flat orange pumpkin. So I'm gonna put a couple holes in, take out some of the weeds, give me a little space. So I'm gonna throw a few seeds in here and plant this. I don't know how this is gonna work out, if we'll be able to outcompete the weeds. So it'll be a little test. Okay, a few more seeds going right in there. Now this volunteer squash is kind of growing over here into this space. That's fine. We don't know what that is yet. And then I want to also plant these flat white bower pumpkins. So the orange ones I planted look just like this. They're just orange, and then we're gonna plant some white ones. So for that, I'm gonna go on the other side and plant these.
No, he's not doing it. Nope, I'm not gonna do it now. Gotta go. Nope, not gonna go. Excuse me. Really? What's up, kitty? He's a talker, isn't he? A talker. There we go, huh? Yeah. Oh, it's a good kitty, huh? Good kitty. You're silly. Silly. Okay, you guys, so I'm going to plant a few seeds for these white pumpkins, just kind of right in here. Now, if you can see, I've got some eggplant. I'm hoping that produces, but I'm not going to worry about the weeds. So, Puppy here, Puppy's going to help me throw a couple of these seeds in here. We'll see if they make it or not. I just kind of want to make use of this garden space and grow something other than weeds. Yeah. Puppy, want to help me? Yeah. Yeah. Okay, well, that's gonna help. All right, well, she knocked over the pumpkin seeds. We might get some extra pumpkin in here, we'll see. All right, so we're gonna throw just a few of these white pumpkin seeds down. Watch out, Bubba. I'm trying to find spots to put these seeds where the drip line's actually watering. So what you can't see is down here it's flooded. The whole ground is flooded, but my raised bed's not even wet. So I think we got a broken pipe somewhere that we got to figure out. Oh, Gary hit that with the weed eater. I guess we'll pick it. He hit it with the weed eater. Let's still try to use this part. So these little clips look like they work really well for like cucumbers. These are Armenian cucumbers, some squash. The bigger clips, they're perfect for like the bigger squash, like they can handle the vine right here that's a little bit larger circumference. So the bigger clips work great for that. So we'll get this all trellised up. Get smarter. I'm gonna open a couple of these up so I have easy access to them.
clip a few of them on here so I can easily grab them. Because getting them out of this little bag's a little bit of a hassle. I need to move things along out here. I don't have time to be out here all day. I got other things to do, like get in the pool. So we got a few of these Armenian cucumbers already growing, so I'm being super careful with this plant. I don't want to hurt it. I love these Armenian cucumbers, so I'm being gentle with it. I definitely just want to get it to like trellis itself kind of up here. It'll start clinging on with its little tendrils pretty soon. There we go. Just want to give it a little head start. And I'm being careful. There's honeybees all over. We don't want to hurt the honeybees. They're helping me make my Armenian cucumbers. So what I used to do is just kind of wind this around, and that works. I mean, it's what I've done every other year, so it definitely works. I do actually really like this little clips though. So I've got two vines from two different plants. This one is my giant pink banana squash, and there's my honey nut squash. Honey nut, whatever. So I want to try to trellis this up, get it off the ground, and try to protect it from getting hit by the weed eater. Let's see if I can catch that one. So Gary already clipped off the tip of it there with the weed eater, trying to clean up out here. I think it'll continue to grow. I'm just going to try to trellis it up a bit. Perfect. So here's my pink banana squash. I guess I'll go ahead and try to do the same thing with this one. Huge leaves. So guys, I think these garden beds are not getting enough water. I'm not checking up on them regularly enough. I'm just gonna clip these tomatoes up. So when we planted these together, I knew these tomato cages weren't gonna really be perfect, but they were something. So I'm just gonna clip them up so they kind of grow up and not down on the ground. I don't want to pick them down on the ground. More spiders and stuff down here, at least that's what I think. I'm also gonna just clip this up here. I don't mind if some squash or something, if it just gets to be a big mess and we have a big harvest, totally fine with me. Now this here is more of my giant pink banana squash. It's kind of coming over here into my tomatoes. I'm gonna try to redirect this back this way on the trellis. It's huge, so I do expect it to kind of overgrow this trellis. But we'll see if we can give it a direction, tell it where I want it to go. Maybe. Hanging on here pretty tight, okay. So I am being careful. I really don't want to break it, so I'm trying to be a little bit gentle with it. And what I'm gonna do is this tip right here, I'm gonna see if I can bring it up just gently. Again, super gently. I don't wanna break it, and see if I can just encourage it to grow vertically again. And I think it'll just spin right back up, head back the other direction.
Okay, so let me give you guys an overview of what we got going on out here. So delicata squash over there. What you're seeing are leaves to my giant pink banana squash that's climbing up this trellis. Over, there's one hanging there. There's a bunch of them actually hidden by these leaves. Then I've got some butternut squash. It's kind of growing all out on the ground. They're both competing for space. There's another banana squash there. Let me take you in and show you what's happening back here. So, got some flowers. If I can find an opening. Let me show you this guy. Look at him. So here's my hand. There's this squash. The leaves on this plant are huge. It produces crazy big squash. So we're gonna have a bunch, more than enough to share. Here is some more banana squash and some delicata back there, if you guys can see both of those. So I'll take you around, kind of show you this side. So there's some more squash that we planted together. I've got our Armenian cucumbers, a couple tomatoes that are struggling, some peppers. I interplanted some lettuce. Let me take you a little closer. So we've got some lettuce growing here that we can definitely harvest some of that. More bell peppers over here, some radishes that I tried to interplant that really are just taking over. There's more peppers on the other side. We've got Bermuda grass everywhere. This bed over here, we've got some yellow squash. Let me take you over there. Okay, so here's a look at the other side of that squash coming up the trellis. We trellised up some of those little squashes. There's a sweet dumpling in there, some other little squashes. Our Armenian cucumber, we trellised up most of it. Some of it's kind of still hanging down there. Let me show you, we do have some Armenian cucumbers. Let me show you those. So these guys just getting started. So we should be able to harvest those pretty soon. Just the other side of that pepper bed. So let me take you over and show you all of these yellow squash. See them in here, kind of hiding. So we got some good sized yellow squash. We need to get this harvested. Plenty of flowers in here, more yellow squash. There's some zucchini kind of hiding in here. So let's get this harvested. Here's a look at our long beans. So long beans are still climbing up. Not seeing any flowers yet though, so it's not producing. And then we just came out and trellised this up this morning. This is our koozie. Some hot peppers here. I need to get these fertilized. That one's looking a little yellow. Buena mulata. It's got a purple pepper on there. Banana peppers back there. Our orange habaneros here are still looking super tiny, so I definitely think I need to fertilize, and I think this bed needs a little bit more water. Babe, what you doing?
I'm just gonna plant some sunflowers that need pre-water in these plants because they're super dry. So I'm gonna pre-water everything. All right, I'm planting some sunflower seeds.
Okay, so here's the harvest. This is what we got this week from our little garden space. If you guys want to grow food, I encourage you to do so. You can absolutely grow a lot of food in a small space. Be sure you're subscribed so you can follow along with our garden with us as we share updates each week about life here on our farm. See you guys next time.